The movie starts with Puss in Boots narrating a tale about a shooting star that fell from the sky and scorched the forest, giving birth to a dark forest. The wishing star landed in the center of the forest and brought life to it. According to legend, the star holds a single wish, waiting for someone worthy enough to make it. Puss is living his best life, throwing a party at the governor's house in Del Mar. He sings a song about his heroics while the governor is away. However, things take a turn for the worse when the governor returns home to find his house in a mess and his expensive items destroyed. He orders his guards to capture Puss. Puss fights the guards with ease while his guests sing a song. But he is eventually cornered. Puss outsmarts them and escapes by launching himself away on a guitar. Little does he know that his actions have awoken a sleeping monster that lives beneath the city. The monster attacks the town during the ongoing party, capturing everyone in its path. Puss launches himself into an epic battle with the monster, using his wits to defeat it. He cleverly wraps a bell around the monster's horns and knocks it unconscious. The villagers applaud him for saving their lives. However, a bell falls on Puss, crushing him to the ground. Puss wakes up in the doctor's office and learns that he died in a bell accident. Although he's not afraid, he's surprised to discover that he has 9 lives like a cat. The doctor asks Puss how many times he's died, but he can't remember the exact number. He recounts some of his past deaths, including being hit by a bull, killed by dogs in a poker game, falling from a castle, crushed by a wave, launching himself out of a cannon, having an allergic reaction to shellfish, burning himself while making cookies, and being crushed by a bell, which is the most recent. He has 1 more life left. The doctor earnestly advised Puss in Boots to retire from his life of adventure, citing the cat's numerous injuries and near-death experiences. But Puss, ever the confident hero, brushed off the warning and continued to ponder it over a drink at a nearby bar. As he sipped his drink, a mysterious figure approached him, requesting his autograph. But Puss quickly recognized the figure from a wanted poster and knew that trouble was afoot. With lightning reflexes, he drew his sword to defend himself, but the figure, a powerful wolf, quickly disarmed him. Puss had never faced such a formidable foe before and was filled with fear. With no other choice, Puss decided to heed the doctor's advice and retire from his adventurous lifestyle. He buried his boots and outfit deep underground, leaving behind his heroic persona. He sought refuge in the home of Mama Luna, an old woman who loved cats and had adopted hundreds of them. Mama Luna treated Puss like a little kid, bathing him and even giving him a new name, Pickles. Puss struggled to adjust to his new domesticated life and longed for the excitement of his past adventures. Meanwhile, a young girl named Goldie and a trio of bounty hunting bears, Papa, Mama, and Baby, were on the hunt for Puss, seeking his help for a new job. One day, Puss met a small dog named Burrito who behaved like a cat and was thrilled to discover that Puss could talk. Goldie and the 3 bears had finally reached Mama Luna's house, determined to find Puss in Boots. As they barged in, demanding to know his whereabouts, Baby stumbled upon Puss, who was unrecognizable due to his beard and lack of usual attire. However, their joyous reunion was short-lived, as they stumbled upon a grave with Puss's scent emanating from it, leading them to believe he was dead. Little did they know, Puss was alive and well, overhearing their conversation about a heist to steal a map leading to the coveted wishing star. Excited by the prospect of returning to his heroic ways, Puss decided to retrieve the map before the bounty hunters could get to it, in the hopes of bringing back his lost 9 lives. Assisted by the loyal dog Burrito, Puss infiltrated the home of Big Jack Horner, the man in possession of the map. To their horror, they discovered that Jack had been stealing magical artifacts from fairy tale creatures. Jack intended to use the map to locate the wishing star, with the ultimate goal of acquiring all the treasures in the world. As Puss attempted to steal the map, he was met by his former flame, Kitty Soft Paws, resulting in a struggle for the map. Meanwhile, Goldie and her bears appeared on the scene, furious with Kitty for attempting to steal the map for herself. As Jack and his henchmen approached, Puss, Kitty, and Burrito quickly jumped into a nearby carriage and drove away. The ride was bumpy, and Puss couldn't help but feel anxious, especially when he noticed the big bad wolf watching them from the crowd. However, Burrito's driving skills helped them escape Jack's pursuit. The group continued their journey to find the wishing star, using the map to guide them through the dark forest. As they held the map, they noticed that the environment around them changed depending on who was holding it. Puss and Kitty's path was dark and dangerous, while Burrito's path turned into a happy, colorful land. Along the way, they encountered many challenges, including giant flowers that attacked them. However, Burrito's sense of smell helped them get through the flowers unscathed. Goldie and the bears also appeared, but they were quickly taken down by Jack and his henchmen. Burrito shared a sad story about his past, which made Puss and Kitty feel disheartened. However, Burrito's optimistic attitude kept them going, and they continued their journey. As they entered a brightly colored forest, they were ambushed by Jack and his henchmen, who captured Burrito and demanded the map. Another epic battle began. Immediately after Goldie and the bears appeared, Puss saw an illusion of the big bad wolf and ran into the forest in fear. Burrito found him under a tree, trembling with fear. Burrito comforted him and Puss confessed that he was down to his last life, which was the real reason why he was so afraid. He needed to find the wishing star to save his life. Puss then told Burrito the story of his failed wedding day with Kitty, explaining that he had left her because he thought he had no room for anyone in his adventurous life. Kitty overheard Puss expressing regret for hurting her and decided to help him. When Goldie opened the map, it led her to an old cabin. This brought back memories of when she was a helpless little orphan until the bears took her in as their own family. Meanwhile, Puss and his group sneaked inside the cabin and Puss was able to retrieve the map. However, the group was spotted by the bears and they tried to escape, but Goldie captured Burrito and held him hostage. As the situation escalated, the whole place began to shift and Puss found himself trapped inside a gigantic crystal cave with the map in his possession. He showed the map to Kitty so that she could find Burrito's location, while he tried to find a way to escape from the crystals. Meanwhile, Goldie and Baby started to exchange insults until Burrito told them that they were a perfect family, but they just didn't realize it yet. However, Kitty was able to grab Burrito and escape before they could make any decisions. Lost in the forest, Goldie opened up to her bears about her true reason for seeking the wishing map. She wanted to find a human family to call her own. Her confession left the bears feeling saddened as they considered themselves to be her real family. Mama Bear promised to help Goldie fulfill her wish if it meant making her happy. Meanwhile, Jack managed to use his men as a bridge to cross over a mountain. However, when he tried to bring his carriage across, the weight proved too much, and all of his henchmen fell to their deaths. A magical creature who witnessed the incident called Jack an egocentric person and flipped him away from his shoulder. Jack stumbled into a cave where he encountered his former 8 lives, who tried to persuade him into abandoning Kitty and Burrito and finding the wishing star for himself so he could regain his 9 lives. However, Jack had an epiphany and realized he was content with his current life alongside Kitty and Burrito. His reflection was interrupted by the big bad wolf, who claimed to be death itself. The wolf told Puss that he had never valued his 8 lives, so he had come to take his last one. Puss ran away in fear, and Kitty, witnessing his flight, became disappointed, thinking he was trying to double-cross them. Finally, Puss found the wishing star and began reciting the incantation, "I wish I may, I wish I might," to make his wish. Just then, Kitty and Burrito appeared, thinking he was trying to betray them once again. In the midst of their conversation about sharing the wish, Goldie and the bears, along with Jack and his henchmen, showed up, and a fierce battle ensued as everyone fought for the map. As the star begins to rise off the ground, a powerful force field is created that spits people out. The last of Jack's henchmen is consumed by the shining light, leaving no trace behind. As the baby is almost pulled into the force field, Goldie sacrifices her wish to save the child. In that moment, she realizes that the bears are her true family and that their bond is stronger than any material wish. Kitty bravely fights off Jack and shoves him into his never-ending bag. But just as Puss is contemplating his wish, the big bad wolf suddenly appears, trapping Puss in a fiery ring. The wolf taunts Puss for being afraid of death and tells him that using his wish to cheat death is cowardly. Remembering all the thrilling and joyful moments he has shared with Kitty and Burrito, Puss decides to make his final moments count. He picks up his sword and engages in a fierce combat with the wolf. After an intense struggle, Puss successfully disarms the wolf. The big bad wolf becomes furious after staring into Puss's eyes, hoping to take Puss's arrogant legend who thought he was invincible. However, Puss has changed, and the wolf realizes he must wait for another opportunity to face him again. As the wolf departs, Jack emerges from his bag, having grown into a giant after eating a magical cookie. He seizes the map and begins to make his wish, but Burrito distracts him with his adorable puppy eyes. Jack scoffs, claiming that such tactics won't work on him since he has no heart. However, this was just a ploy to buy time for Goldie to throw Puss and Kitty towards Jack. The bears join in the fight, and Puss, Kitty, and Goldie decide to destroy the map since they no longer need it. As a result, the star begins to disintegrate. Jack struggled to put the pieces of the map back together, but the final fragment was in Cricket's possession. Cricket, using Jack's phoenix, burned the map and completely destroyed it. The star was finally obliterated, and in a shocking turn of events, it absorbed Jack before shooting back into the sky and exploding. Goldie and the bears parted ways with Puss and his friends to live their own happy lives. Puss and Kitty, having grown close to Burrito, now consider him a part of their family. The trio sat together, gazing at the stars as the credits rolled. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this animated adventure, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting films. Until next time, farewell.